Yo, it's happened Tuesday, the holy grail of the beat. What better day to spit gems? New York's legacy repeats. A weeknight, sit quiet, and for we it ain't dead. Ghost on vibes, breaking it down in your head. Sit back, roll a blunt, let's elevate in style. Recollect the memory, city vibes make it worthwhile. NFL fans gather round, we ready for the grind. This channel be my throne, leading you to unwind. Spitting facts on the mic, headphones set to the tone. From the streets of the east, we making this our own.
This is a Ghost Dog Mixtape Original.
Yes, yeah. Ghost Dog back at it again with another Tap In Tuesday. Developing playoff picture. A divisional roundup. What a crazy divisional round weekend. We had a couple controversial situations, couple overtime games. Nonetheless, it was absolutely spectacular football by no stretch of the imagination, man. However, before we get into all that, if you appreciate the vibe, make sure to hit subscribe. If you appreciate the way we spit on this mic, please smash the like. Yes, because we do big things over here at Aboriginal Sports Network, or at least we trying to. So help us help you get better content. Help us crack the algorithm is all I'm asking. That being the case, man, let's get into it. Quick little rundown of all the divisional round matches that we had. First up is the Bills-Broncos. Now, I picked the Bills. I understood it was going to be of a situation going into the Mile High. Josh Allen was going to have to put on his cape. However, it just wasn't enough, man. It just wasn't enough. And it's crazy because in the post game where he was tearing up, man, and emotions was flowing, and he said, I let my team down. Nah, Josh Allen, you ain't let your team down, man. They let you down. Your head coach and your GM, dare I say, even the Bills as a whole possibly let you down. And it comes to no surprise to me that Sean McDermott ended up getting the can. And I said this a while ago here at the Aboriginal Sports Network. I think it was like a week or two ago when the whole head coaching job positions opened up. There was like a hidden random seventh team that was inquiring about John Harbaugh, if you will. I said it on the live. Don't be surprised if the Bills was that secret team. Don't be surprised. Because it is Josh Allen or bust up there in Buffalo. Real talk. If that man is not having himself a game, it just goes all to shit. It just does. Keon Coleman was nowhere to be found. What happened with him? And he was one of my sleepers going into the season. I don't know what the situation is with that. Shakir, and then James Cook with that situation with the controversial catch. If you really look at it, he really didn't have full control of the ball. And those situations where it's like like a toss-up type of situation where the defender and the receiver has their hands on the ball, 9 times out of 10, they usually call that on the receiver side. However, if you really look at that, man, it's just too tight of a window for you to confirm, to comfortably say and confirm that he had full control and possession of the ball as he went down before the defender was able to rip it off of his hands. And, I got to put that on James Cook, man, because it was in your hands, bro. There's no reason for that. And if it was anybody who was supposed to step up out of everybody else on this team, it was supposed to be James Cook. Knowing what the circumstances was. Knowing what type of game this was going to be going into Mile High. So, Josh Allen, man, a.k.a. Clark Kent, dust yourself off, man, and just come back and get ready for next year. That's all I could say, man. And it's not all on you, bro. It shouldn't have been all on your shoulders in the first place. However, regardless of all that, the Broncos end up taking the win. But at what cost? Now, Bo Nix is out for the season. However long that might last, as far as I'm concerned, is at this point, it's only going to be another week. I find it hard to think that a backup is going to step in this late in the season, championship game, and end up taking them to the Super Bowl. And not only taking them to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl at that. I just find it hard to believe. I just do. I just really, really do. Sean Payton's going to have to pull out all the stops. However, I will say this. If there's a coach to do it, it's going to be a Sean Payton. We're going to see, though. It's going to be interesting. Broncos versus the Patriots. Patriots got to fly out west to go see them. They're minus their starting quarterback. Defense is still thorough, one of the top in the league. Home field advantage. It's not going to be easy for the Patriots. It's not going to be as easy as they've had it. It's going to be it's going to be easier if Bo Nix was playing. It's just not going to be that easy regardless. So there goes the Bills Broncos wrap up. Oh man, you hate to see it though, man. Josh Allen, bro, was in tears. Emotions was going. I get it though. I get it. Next game up on the lineup, the Seahawks and the Niners. I called for the Seahawks to win because of that defense and that 12th man. It is unfair just how effective that 12th man can be on opposing offenses. It just is. And diablo, papá, qué clase trujón le dieron a los 49ers. Un clase pela. Straight belt to ass. Like they stole something. They was on Brock Purdy's ass every down, every second of that game, bro. I think the only time he had a reprieve was when he was on the sidelines. Because even during the huddles, it was like he was shook. He was worried. He was like, what are we going to do? What play are we going to make? What play call is going to happen here, bro? 6-41. It was a straight ass whooping. Straight ass whooping. And it sucks because, it sucks for the 49ers. And it sucks for Kyle Shanahan because I got great respect for him as a head coach. And it's so weird with him. He just has like the craziest luck in a negative way when it comes to his players' health and just timing. He can get his team to the playoffs 9 times out of 10. And this goes back to when he was with Atlanta. Okay? During that Super Bowl against the Patriots. It's just weird, his luck. And then as a head coach, he has this crazy luck where his players just get hurt year after year after year in the worst times. Whether it's Greenlaw, George Kittle, freaking Bosa, CMC got hurt during the game with his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and then his backup tight end was having issues during the game too. I just don't understand Kyle Shanahan. That man's bad luck needs to be studied because it's something to observe. It really is, bro. And again, Seahawks defense, it is so real. It is so real. And as a Giants fan, to see 2 former players and a Julian Love and a Leonard Williams ball out like they have over there in Seattle, 2 Pro Bowlers. Think about that. And think about this, Giants fans, right? We had Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence. Okay? 4 Pro Bowlers at one point on the Giants. Can you imagine if we still had those dudes plus an Abdul Carter and a Brian Burns? Shh. We ain't gonna get into all that though. We talking about the Seahawks and that straight ass whooping they put on the 49ers. Straight belt to ass, bro. I knew off the Rashid kickoff return that it was gonna be on. And at one point, the way I saw this defense just playing, I told Miss Hangover, because we was watching the game together, and shout out to her, man, she was going crazy. I told her, I was like, yo, you ain't got nothing to worry about. The blood is in the water. And if you know, you know. When that defense is playing crazy with the energy of the stadium, of the 12th man, giving them that battery on their back. Come on, man. Come on. And yo, I'll say this much, and we're going to get into the, after we're done here with the 49ers and Seahawks. The Rams, for as much as they match up well with the Seahawks, like the 49ers do, because they're division rivals naturally, they're going to have problems. Old man Stafford is going to have to ball the fuck out next week. Or rather this week coming up. He's just going to have to. He's going to have to be on his A game. That offensive line is going to have to be on their A game. Puka Nacua is going to have to shake and move, which I have no doubt he can. Devontae Adams as well. Old man Adams. It's going to be something to watch. It's going to be a crazy game. And just the fact that they have to go up to Seattle to play, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Next one on the lineup, Texans and Patriots. Now I picked the Patriots. CJ Stroud, man. He is an enigma, bro. It's like he reminds me so much of like Justin Fields in a way that he can just have these dope-ass games and just ball out and then just absolutely shit the bed the very next week or the week after the fact. Something's not right with that dude. I don't know if it's a development situation. They did have a situation with the offensive line where they traded away their best players at one point a season ago. So maybe there's that. I just don't get it. And then, they didn't have Nico Collins. I understand that much. You still had a couple other weapons over there. I know the tight end is real good. Schultz, I believe his name is. They're running back. So, I don't know, man. It was weird. Watching that game was weird. I understand Patriots is good defensively. It's just something about the moment, I think, for CJ Stroud. I just think it's crazy because we were talking about in the live whether or not Drake May was going to be outlast the bright lights. He did it over CJ. And it just seems like to me, like every year that they get to the playoffs, the Texans, CJ just, something happens where he drops the bag, man. He just does. He just really does. And the Patriots strolled through another easy win. It just seemed like, there were times in that game where things were close. However, you just kind of knew the Patriots were going to walk away with this one. You just kind of knew how, about the third quarter, you were just like, yeah, because it was just, again, the way CJ was playing, bro, it was just a lack of confidence, lack of poise. He looked rattled. So, and then Drake May on the flip side, going up against a better defense with the Texans, was like night and day. And he's the second year. CJ Stroud's been in the league, 4 years now? 3? So it's weird, man. It is weird. And again, Patriots, cupcake schedule, cupcake playoffs, really, outside of the Texans, you could argue. And now they go to the Mile High to face a Broncos that's without their starting quarterback. So there's a very good chance we're going to see the Patriots yet again in a Super Bowl. I, for one, don't want to see that. However, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? And when there was one controversial call with the Bills and Broncos game, there was another controversial call with the Bears and Rams game, which is what we're getting into next. I understand that the catches were similar in nature in terms of who had the proper possession, right? However, if you really look at Devontae Adams' catch as opposed to the James Cook's catch, Devontae Adams had way more control of the ball as his knee touched the ground. James Cook didn't. There's a split second there, difference where you can, if you really look at it, you can tell, Devontae Adams had more control over James Cook. Similar situations, however, that split second ball control made all the difference. So I don't understand what's all this hoopla about, the controversy behind it and whatnot. It is what it is, man. Any given play, any given call, that's just how the NFL works. And in those two moments, I can firmly sit here and say that they got it right, the refs. And they haven't been getting a lot right this year. And this is just facts. Again, just go look at it again. The Bears and the Rams, as a whole, the Rams stole this one. They really did. There was a moment there where I thought the Bears were going to walk away with it. And then in those last few minutes of the fourth quarter where they were on 4th and goal, I just don't understand why they didn't kick the field goal. You had I want to say it was 3 minutes left on the clock, 3:15 or something like that. You had all your timeouts. Your defense was playing well. You had the home field advantage. This is a West Coast team that has issues playing in inclement weather. Chicago is brick city. Why wouldn't you kick the field goal and let your defense go out there and put up stop? Why? To get the possession back. No, you went for it. Turnover on downs. They kick it off. Punt back to you, right? After your defense does a 3 and out. Or rather, I think it was, because Williams made the first down, right? But after that, it was a 3 and out. Bears get the ball back. Crazy, miraculous play with Cole Kmet in the end zone. Caleb Williams, shout out to him. Was a risky move, but it paid off. They tied up the game, ended up going into overtime. However, had they kicked that field goal, that would have been it right there. That would have been game, set, and match. Especially with the way this defense was playing. It just didn't make sense to me. It was just a moment where it was you got a little greedy, man. You got a little too desperate. In that moment, you had to slow things down and really take what you can get and get ready for the next possession. Unfortunately, Ben Johnson, he's got to get it together for next year. Stuff like that can't happen. Especially when you're so close. They had it. They had it. They almost did, man. They almost did. Yeah, went into overtime. Oh, man, it was just March. And then the interception by Caleb Williams. I'll say this much. When he first got drafted, I had my hesitations with him, especially given the Bears and all that stuff. But he's coming up, man. He's getting better. He's definitely showing out. And I think going forward, the Bears are going to be a problem in the NFC North. And it's crazy now because there's a little bit of a decline with the Lions. Green Bay's kind of acting a little funny style. Vikings just literally imploded after they decided to give away all their good quarterbacks. Struggling with J.J. McCarthy. So, yeah, I picked the Rams in this game. Ended up getting that one. So, I got the Rams, Patriots, and the Seahawks. The only one I didn't get was the Bills, man. And it's crazy because that situation right there, one could argue that they got a little played. However, again, this is the NFL and it's any given Sunday for a reason. So, little divisional roundup. Got the AFC Championship coming up this weekend as well as the NFC Championship. So get ready over here at the Aboriginal Sports Network to stay tuned for content coming out for that. I'm pretty sure we'll be going live sometime this week to go over some of those games. And stay tuned, man. It's just going to get crazier, especially that we got combine season coming up. We got draft season coming up. Super Bowl's right around the corner too. So there's that. And it's just a lot of excitement, man. A lot of excitement going on despite the ending of this season with the new head coaching hires and what have you. So stay tuned, man, to the Aboriginal Sports Network. If you haven't done so already, as I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about these divisional roundups. Do you think the Bills got robbed? Do you think Chicago got robbed? Tell me in the comments, man. Let me know what's up. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And if you appreciate the way we spit on this mic, smash that like. And as I always say around this time, man, as I close it out, I'm going to give y'all a big blue salute and peace.
Yo, it's happened Tuesday, the holy grail of the beat. What better day to spit gems? New York's legacy repeats. A weeknight, sit quiet, and for we it ain't dead. Ghost on vibes, breaking it down in your head. Sit back, roll a blunt, let's elevate in style. Recollect the memory, city vibe, make it worthwhile. NFL fans gather around, we ready for the run. This channel be my throne, leading you to unwind. Spitting facts on the mic, headphones set to the tone from the streets of the east. We making this our own. Tapping out Tuesday, but only for a while. Goodbye Tuesday, a pill now hard to swallow. Hit that like button and don't forget to follow. I'll be back soon, shit, it might be tomorrow.
This is a Ghost Dog Mixtape Original.